All right, what we're going to do is we are going to take radicals and we are going to simplify them. And we're not just going to put them in our calculator, for instance, and do the square root of 48. What we're going to do is simplify them kind of like you would a fraction. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a list of the first 8 perfect squares. And what I mean by that, and if you start with 1, the square root of 1 is 1. Let's go after that, all right? So let's say the square root of 4 is 2, right? Square root of 9 is 3, right? The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 25 is 5. The square root of 36 is 6. 7 times 7, so the square root of 49. Then we have 64. Then we'll have 81. And we'll have 100. And the reason I'm going to make this list is because I'm going to try to take, and we're going to start with 48. I'm going to follow these 3 steps, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 48, and I'm going to see which one of the largest one, you always want to get the largest one, is going to go into 48 perfectly without going over, okay? So if you look at our list there, I believe it's going to be 16, wouldn't it? So we got 16 and 3, right? Again, we got to find 2 factors. One of the factors has to be one of these numbers up on the top that we just listed. Has to be a perfect square. All right. So we're going to write it like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the one that is perfect, which is 16. So the square root of 16 is going to be 4. Radical 3 is not perfect. And then we are done. Okay? Let's try a couple more. See if you get the hang of it. Let's go with 12. Okay? So which one of these numbers, again, it has to be which one of these numbers on the top here, will go into 12. And that would be 4. So 4 times 3 is going to be 12. Okay? Now, what is the square root of 4 would be 2. So that's going to be 2 square root of 3, and that's going to be your answer. That's what we call the simplified version of that. Would be 2 radical 3. All right. Let's try one more here. Got the square root of 27. All right, so we're going to take one of these perfect squares, right? And that would be 9 times 3. 3 is coming up all the time, huh? Let me erase that. So that's 9 times 3, right? So the one that's perfect, we're going to break down. So our answer is going to be square root of 9 is 3. 3 root 3. And that actually means 3 times the square root of 3. So, all right, we're going to take a look at a couple more here. So if you look at 54, again, we'll look at our list that you've created on the top. So I always want you to have that list available, okay? So the square root of 54, so I believe 9 is the biggest one that goes in there. So that would be 9 times 6. And you don't really need a multiplication sign, okay? So the square root of 9 is 3, so your answer is going to be 3 root 6 simplified. All right, let's see 48. 48. Oh, we did 48 on the top already, didn't we? Let's skip 48. We don't need to do that. All right. Now we're going to take a look at these last two. These last two are a little different, and you'll notice that we have a number that is next to the radical. And I'm going to just ignore that 5 for a second. I'm going to break down 50 the same way. And I notice 25 is going to go into 50, right? So it's going to be 25 times radical 2. Now let's bring the 5 down, okay? Now the square root of 25 is going to be 5. Now whatever number comes out of your perfect square, if there happens to be a number outside of it, you are going to multiply that. So 5 times 5 would be 25. Root 2 would be our answer, okay? All right. If you want to pause it and try number 6, I'm going to do number 6 in a second. So here is your time to pause pause it if you like. And let's go ahead and take a look at number 6, all right? So number 6, again, we're going to ignore the 4 for a second. 75. 75 is another one, I believe. Wouldn't 25 work again? So again, you got to make sure that one of your factors is a perfect square. So 25 and 3. 25 is going to come out as a 5, and remember again, we multiply if there's something on the outside of it. So 4 times 5 is 20, so my answer would be 20 root 3. Okay? I'm going to have some for you to do on Delta Math for me, okay? So if you want to give that a shot,